The Water Margin, Chapter 6.
Okay, so let's picture Lu Zhishen arriving. He's been traveling, he crosses this stone bridge, sees this temple in a pine forest. Should be significant, right?
Historically, yes. But what he actually finds is, well, desolation.
It's heartbreakingly bleak, isn't it? The description is so vivid.
It really is. It suggests, like you said, more than just time passing. It feels like active destruction or long-term ruin.
The bell tower's collapsed. Main halls are shattered.
And the sources mention the mountain gate, the scripture cabinet, just smothered in moss and lichen.
Suffocated, that's a good word for it.
Eek, oak. It paints a picture.
And the statues. Wow, this is where it gets really visceral, I think.
It really does.
The main Buddha statue, Shakyamuni. It has reed sprouts growing through its knee.
Can you imagine? It's not just decay, it's almost an invasion. Nature literally piercing the symbol of enlightenment.
And Guanyin, the figure of compassion.
Tangled in thorns, wrapped up in bushes. It's like compassion itself is trapped inaccessible.
It's a powerful visual for the state of things.
Absolutely. The message is pretty clear.
Yeah.
Whatever this place stood for, it's abandoned now.
And then there's the wildlife taking over. That adds another layer.
Oh, definitely. Birds nesting inside the broken statues of the devas, the heavenly beings.
And the spiders weaving webs in the mouths of the celestial monarchs, the Dishi.
Right. It's like even the voices of the divine are being silenced, webbed over.
They're just using these broken holy figures as shelter.
Which tells you everything about the spiritual vacuum there. Even the practical areas are shot.
The kitchen, the she.
Supposed to provide food, right? Instead, it's got rabbit holes in it.
And fox tracks on the altar platform, the GV.
Yeah. So when Lu Zhishen arrives, looking for a meal.
The main hall's locked up tight.
Spider webs on the lock.
Kitchen's completely empty, stripped bare.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Which naturally brings us to Lu Zhishen himself. He's hungry, he needs food.
Desperately seeking Tuzai, looking for that basic monastic hospitality.
And finding none, at
Yeah.
least not at first.
No. But then he does find someone, or rather, someone's.
Right, in a back room. A few old monks who somehow survived.
And the description, it's intense. They're emaciated.
The text uses euloph-faced, thin, skeletal, basically.
And they tell him they haven't eaten in 3 days.
Which sounds impossible, but it sets up the next part of the story.
Exactly. Because this is where Lu Zhishen learns the truth. The ruin wasn't just decay. It was deliberate.
Caused by outsiders.
Yes. 2 specific individuals,
Mhm.
a monk and a Taoist. Travelers who just took over.
Use the temple as a hideout.
Precisely. A fortified base, disguised by the robes, they drove out the real monks, the community.
And these weren't just petty thieves, were they?
Not at all. The old monks are very clear.
Killers and arsonists.
Yeah, serious criminals, and they named them.
Which is great detail. Who were they?
The monk is Kui Daocheng, nickname. The Iron Buddha.
Iron Buddha. It's chillin'.
Right. And the Taoist is Hu Shaoi, known as the Flying Yaksha. He Shao.
A demon spirit. So bandits in religious clothing.
Essentially, yes. And just as Lu Zhishen is processing all this horror.
He smells something.
He does. Food. Specifically, millet porridge boiling.
The old monks are actually cooking. After saying they hadn't eaten.
Well, they just managed to beg for this tiny amount. It was literally all they had.
Okay. But Lu Zhishen doesn't know that context immediately.
No. He smells the food, sees the pot, and his own hunger just explodes. He assumes they lied.
This is such a classic Lu Zhishen moment, that internal conflict.
It really is. He grabs this dirty wooden platform and just dumps the entire pot of porridge onto it. Doesn't ask, just takes.
And pushes the old monks aside.
Shoves them. These frail, starving old men. It's brutal.
But then he stops, right?
Almost immediately. He takes maybe 5, 7 mouthfuls, but then he hears them.
The old monks.
Yeah, they're sobbing, insisting, we really haven't eaten. That was all we begged for.
And it hits him.
Instantly. He realizes what he's done, the selfishness of it, given their genuine suffering.
He throws the rest away.
Yeah, just casts it aside. He's appalled at himself.
And that fuels his anger towards the real villains now, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It gives him a very personal, very immediate reason to confront these usurpers.
He doesn't have to wait long for that confrontation.
Right on cue, the Taoist shows up. the flying yaksha.
And you know he's bad news because...
Singing this crude song, something about, you are east, I am west, you have no man, I have no wife. Just completely irreverent?
Okay, not exactly monastic chanting.
Not quite. And look what he's carrying.
The contraband.
Right. A bottle of wine and this basket.
With fishtails and meat inside, wrapped in lotus leaves.
Obvious violations of any Buddhist precepts. He's bringing supplies back to their little den.
So Lu Zhishen follows him.
He does, and the scene he discovers is, well, it's the complete opposite of the starving monks.
What does he find?
Under a locust tree, there's a table set up, and there they are, the Iron Buddha, the flying yaksha, and a young woman.
Feasting.
Feasting. And the description of the Iron Buddha himself is just grotesque.
How so?
He's fat, pitch black eyebrows, dark face, and his bare belly is sticking out. Black belly, the text says.
Definitely not the image of an ascetic monk.
Not even close. He looks like a well-fed thug.
And when Lu Zhishen confronts them, what happens?
The Iron Buddha. He's not just a thug, he's a smooth talker. A quick liar.
Oh,
Immediately. Sees Lu Zhishen, jumps up, all smiles, invites him to join them. Very welcoming.
But Lu Zhishen's angry, right?
Yeah.
He demands answers about the temple.
He does. And the monk just launches into this incredible lie.
What does he say?
He flips the whole story, blames the old monks for everything, says they were the ones drinking, bringing women, ruining the place, driving the old abbot away.
Wow. That's bold.
Totally twists it. Claims he and the Taoists are just honest clerics, newly arrived, trying to clean up the mess, planning renovations even.
And the feast. The woman. The wine.
Oh, that simple explanation. The woman is just the daughter of a former donor, Wang Yujin's family. They're poor now. She just came to borrow rice.
And they were just sharing a drink out of pity.
That's the story. Just being charitable.
And Lu Zhishen buys this, even for a second.
Apparently, yes. Briefly. And the text gives a reason why.
Which is?
The monk acts with such caution. He's incredibly respectful, almost deferential towards Lu Zhishen.
Playing the humble cleric role perfectly.
Exactly. And Lu Zhishen, maybe still feeling guilty about the porridge incident, maybe just thrown by the performance, he falls for it.
So he leaves angrily.
Leaves angrily, yeah. Goes back to the old monks and accuses them of lying to him.
Okay, hold on. If this Iron Buddha guy is so cunning, so careful, why did he leave the old monks alive? Weren't they loose ends? Witnesses?
That's a great point. Maybe arrogance? Maybe he just saw them as completely powerless, starving, harmless old men.
Figured they wouldn't dare speak up.
Probably. Assumed they were too broken to be a threat. A classic villain mistake, maybe?
Because they do speak up, don't they?
They do. When Lu Zhishen comes back fuming, they set him straight.
Oh.
They point out the obvious thing Lu Zhishen missed in his anger. The monk was only acting cautious because Lu Zhishen was standing there with a massive Buddhist staff and probably looked like he could handle himself.
He wasn't being polite, he was being strategic, sizing him up.
Exactly. He saw the weapons. He was managing a potential threat, not showing genuine respect.
Okay, that clicks. That explains the monk's behavior.
And hearing that, that's all Lu Zhishen needs. The confirmation.
The rage comes flooding back.
Full force. He turns right around, no more questions.
And heads back to the feasting area.
Yep. But this time, the door's locked.
Doesn't sound like much of an obstacle for Lu Zhishen.
Not at all. He just kicks it clean open, boom.
And the fight is on.
Instantly. The Iron Buddha, Guido Sheng, is ready. Grabs a pendo, a heavy spear or glaive-type weapon.
And attacks Lu Zhishen straight away.
Immediately. No more talking.
And it's a real fight.
Oh, yeah. Fierce. The source says 14 or 15 rounds.
How does the Iron Buddha fare, despite the name?
He's tough, but Lu Zhishen is tougher. The monk starts losing ground, reduced to just desperately parrying.
So Lu Zhishen has the upper hand.
One-on-one, yes. But it doesn't stay one-on-one.
The flying Yasha joins in.
Qijiaoui jumps into the fray, attacking Lu Zhishen from behind with another spear.
So now it's 2 against 1.
Exactly. A brutal, unfair fight. And this is where things shift dramatically against Lu Zhishen.
Because of the numbers.
Numbers, yes. But the text is really specific about why Lu Zhishen is suddenly at a disadvantage. It's not just skill.
What are the reasons?
3 simple physical factors. 1, he's starving. Saigska. Hasn't eaten properly.
Right, that porridge incident didn't exactly fill him up.
Not at all. 2, he's exhausted from traveling a long way. Oh, yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
And 3, he's fighting 2 opponents who are fresh, well fed from their feast and ready for this.
While he's tired, hungry, and ambushed.
Precisely. The odds are suddenly stacked against him purely because of logistics, not fighting ability.
So what does he do? He can't win like this?
He realizes that, so he does something smart, very tactical.
Which is?
He fakes an opening, makes himself look vulnerable.
To draw them off.
Essentially, he drags his staff like he's wounded or struggling, and then he just runs.
The strategic retreat?
Absolutely. Not giving up, just living to fight another day. He needs to regroup, get food, change the circumstances.
Do the criminals chase him?
Oh, yeah. They pursue him right out of the temple gate. They fight another 10 rounds or so during the chase.
But Lu Zhishen manages to get away.
He does. He makes a clean break. And interestingly,
Why?
the two criminals, the Iron Buddha and the Flying Yaksha, they stop their pursuit right at the stone bridge. The same bridge Lu Zhishen crossed to enter.
You just stop there.
Yep. Watch him go, then sit down on the bridge railing like, job done, he's gone.
With our hero, Lu Zhishen, just escaped from Wangguan Temple, got beaten by these two corrupt monks.
Right, barely got away with his life. But in the rush, the panic, he left his Biaogu behind, his baggage.
Which isn't just stuff, is it? It's his money, his valuables. Kind of his whole plan for survival wrapped up there. Near the temple guardian statue, he realizes.
Exactly. It's a huge blow. He's got no money, he's starving. And he just knows he can't go back there alone. Facing those two again, that's suicide.
The sources really paint a picture of despair, don't they? It says he feels like just giving up, lying down to die, only keeps walking because he's so hungry.
Yeah, it's profound. This guy who's usually all action, all energy, he's just this broken figure trudging along, total defeat.
It really sets the stage, though. Makes what happens next even more striking.
Okay, so let's follow him. He wanders off, away from the temple.
And he ends up heading towards this really ominous-sounding place, the Red Pine Forest.
The Chizong. Yeah, the descriptions in the text are, well, they're not subtle. It's meant to feel dangerous.
No kidding. It says the trees have these gnarled branches, like thousands of red-scaled giant pythons.
Or like the beard of a judge of the underworld. Definitely not a welcoming spot. It signals bad luck, basically.
And sure enough, who does he see lurking there?
He spots someone darting between the trees, acting shifty. Lu Zhishen immediately clocks him. A highway bandit, a Bianjing de Kungren, just waiting for someone to rob.
Okay, but here's where it gets interesting psychologically. The bandit sees Lu Zhishen, this miserable-looking monk,
and thinks he's bad luck. The phrase is bullish. He actually spits and starts to walk away. Like, this monk isn't even worth robbing.
Wow. The contempt. And that's what sets Lu Zhishen off.
It seems to be the final straw. He's already furious, defeated, starving, and now this petty thief is cursing him for being poor luck. He needs money. He needs food.
So he decides.
What?
He decides he's going to rob the robber, beat him up, take his clothes, sell them. Just pure desperation.
The hero becoming the villain he despises just to survive.
Yeah, that's rock bottom. He yells at him.
It does. Shouts something like, "Get out, you scoundrel," in the woods. Provokes the fight.
And the bandit's surprised. Monk challenging him.
Totally stunned. Calls him a bald donkey.
Yeah.
But they start fighting. Lu Zhishen with his iron staff, the bandit with a plain staff, a puda.
And it's a real fight.
Oh, yeah. It's fierce. They go at it for maybe 10 rounds or so. But even while they're fighting, the bandit starts thinking. This monk's voice sounds familiar.
He stops the fight.
He does. Asks who he is. Lu Zhishen's still running on pure anger. Just tells him to get lost. So they fight a bit more.
Until
the bandit stops him again, more forcefully this time. Demands his name.
And Lu Zhishen tells him.
And the moment he says his name, instant recognition. The bandit drops his weapon, makes this deep bow, the Jianfu.
Don't tell me.
It's Shijin, Shi Delang, the 9-tattoo dragon, his old sworn brother.
No way. That's incredible. Finding him right then, right there, in that forest, after deciding to become a robber himself.
It's pure drama. Feels almost like fate stepping in, doesn't it? Pulling him back from the brink.
Absolutely. Okay, so this reunion, it changes everything. This is where despair starts turning into strategy.
Exactly. That partnership is the key. Let's dive into how they pivot from that low point.
First things first, Lu Zhishen needs to know what Shijin's doing there, dressed as a bandit.
Right. And Zhishen fills him in. Ever since they parted ways back in Weser, after Lu Zhishen killed the butcher,
Yeah.
Zhishen's been on the run too. He looked for his master, Wang Jin, couldn't find him, ended up in Beijing, ran out of money.
And resorted to banditry. Just like Lu Zhishen was about to.
Pretty much robbing travelers on this very road, just trying to scrape together some travel funds, as he puts it.
Wow. So they're both heroes brought low by circumstance, driven to the fringes.
A grim kind of symmetry. But Zhishen does something crucial right away. Something Lu Zhishen desperately needs.
Food.
Exactly. He pulls out dried meat and flatbread. Ganru Shabing. And the text makes a point of this. The moment Lu Zhishen eats,
His strength comes back.
instantly, his energy, his focus, that fighting spirit, it's like the hunger was literally draining his will. Food and friendship are the cure.
So, recharge, what's the next move?
Zhishen doesn't hesitate. He says, basically, let's go back.
Back to Wangguan Temple.
Yep.
Not just to get the baggage, the bago, but to, and I quote, finish off those scoundrels. The tables have turned. Now it's 2 against 2.
Okay, so they head straight back. No fear this time.
None at all. Purposeful stride. And they find the villains, Kuidao Sheng and Qishao.
The Iron Buddha and the Flying Yaksha.
Right. Just sitting there on the bridge outside the temple, totally relaxed, probably thinking that monk wouldn't dare show his face again.
Big mistake. Lu Zhishen goes first.
He charges, and he's like a different person now. Fed, furious, and with backup. His staff work is back to its full, terrifying power.
How does Kuidao Chang, the Iron Buddha, handle it?
Not well. They fight, but it's quick this time. Maybe 8 or 9 rounds. Lu Zhishen lets out a yell, lands a massive blow with the staff, knocks the Iron Buddha clean off the bridge, sends him tumbling down into the ravine below. Done.
1 down. What about Qishai, the Flying Yaksha?
He tries to jump in, help his partner, but Shijin's ready.
The teamwork. Exactly. Zhishen bursts out from the trees where he was hiding, staff at the ready. Qishai sees Kuidao Chang fall, realizes it's over.
Tries to run for it.
He does, turns to flee, but Zhishen is faster, chases him down.
And finishes him.
With a single stab to the back. Ruthless, efficient, justice served by the pair of them.
Wow. Swift and brutal. They tie up the bodies.
Yeah, tie him up, toss him into the ravine after the Iron Buddha. And the source gives us that chilling line.
The dream of Nanki won.
That's it. The 2 strong villains turned into a dream of Nanki. End of their tyranny.
A definite victory.
Yeah.
But then things get darker, don't they? When they go inside the temple.
Yeah, this is where the mood shifts dramatically. They go in to get the baggage, feeling triumphant. But what they find is devastating.
Not related to their fight, is it? It's the aftermath of the villain's rule.
Exactly. They discover these other tragedies that happened before they even got back. In the kitchen.
The old monks.
They'd hang themselves. All of them.
Hang themselves.
Right. Out of sheer terror. They were apparently terrified that if Lu Zhishen somehow won, Kuidao Chang and Qishai would kill them later for letting him escape the first time, or maybe just for witnessing their defeat. The fear was that intense.
My God, they killed themselves just out of fear of the villains.
Seems so. And it gets worse. Remember the woman the villains had abducted, the Lulei de Furen?
What happened to her?
She'd thrown herself into the well, committed suicide.
Oh, no. So even though the heroes won in the end.
The justices came too late for these victims. The terror the Iron Buddha and Flying Yaksha created had already done its worst damage. It's a really sobering moment.
It really is. It puts their victory in a different light. They stopped the villains but couldn't undo the harm.
Right. It shows the deep scars left by that kind of oppression. But, well, they still have their mission.
Retrieve the baggage.
Lu Zhishen finds his baogo. It's untouched, still sealed. Meanwhile, Zhishen does some searching.
Finds more loot.
Yeah, finds several bundles hidden away. Clothes, but also gold and silver packed inside. He picks out the best bundle for himself.
Practical. And then they finish off the leftover food and wine.
They do. A final meal in the now liberated kitchen. But they can't just leave the temple standing.
It represents all that evil. They have to destroy it.
It feels necessary, yeah. They make torches, huoba, light them up.
And set the place on fire.
Systematically. Start with the back rooms, then move to the main hall, the Buddha hall, the Fodian.
The sources mention a strong wind too, right? Fanning the flames.
Yeah, whipping the fire high into the sky, a massive blaze. They wait, watch it burn until the whole structure is completely engulfed.
A cleansing fire, in a way. Then they leave.
Only then. With that famous line lingering, Lianjuan, though beautiful, is not a place to linger. Time to get away.
Because? Well, they've just committed murder and arson. Gotta disappear. Definitely.
Which leads us to the final part of this episode. The parting of ways.
Okay, so they travel through the night, get as far away as possible.
Right. Keep moving until dawn breaks. Then they find a small village tavern A Xiaojigudian.
Just a simple place?
Very humble. Brushwood gate, crude pots, a return to some kind of normalcy after all the chaos. They stop for food and drink, meat, rice, wine.
And this is where they figure out what's next.
Exactly. Time to decide their separate paths. Zhishen makes his choice.
He's going back to Mount Shaohua to join up with Zhuwu and the others.
Yep. Embracing that outlaw life fully now, taking his place as a leader there.
And Lu Zhishen.
He's decided his path leads towards Tokyo, the capital.
Yeah.
Another dangerous road ahead for him.
Before they split up, there's a gesture of, well, comradeship.
Yeah. Lu Zhishen opens his recovered baoguo, takes out some of the gold and silver he had packed away.
And shares it with Zhishen.
He does. A practical way to help his sworn brother on his journey. They pay for their meal.
And then they say goodbye.
At a three-forked road. A sancho-luku. Very symbolic. Lu Zhishen tells Zhishen, you take the road to Huazhu.
Keep in touch if possible.
Right. If fate allows, send word. And then they part. Bianjing was the center of the world then. Unbelievable wealth. Immense scale.
They mention 1,000 gates and 10,000 households. Just packed.
And the markets. The sources talk about the Sanxiuji, the 3 markets, 6 main streets, people everywhere, silks, goods. It was humming.
And the power on display. Palaces glittering with gold and jade. Crystal, even.
Pure imperial extravagance. But it wasn't just government, was it? There were the entertainment districts, too.
Yeah, the willow lanes and flower streets. Sounds quite evocative. Courtesans, music.
A city of wealth, sure, but also decadence, noise, constant activity.
Okay, so into that scene walks Lu Zhishen, a giant of a man.
Freshly ordained, basically. And only because he, well, killed someone back home.
Right, a local bully. So he asks for directions, finds the great Xiango Temple, which is like the pinnacle, the most prestigious temple around.
It really was. And the temple itself, magnificent, but in a totally different key than the city. It's all about quiet majesty, spiritual authority.
The sources describe the main gate as high and towering, guarded by these fierce golden statues.
Yeah, Jingyang. And the architecture is meant to impress, maybe even intimidate a little. The detail is incredible.
Dragon scale tiles, long lin was on the main halls, gleaming, perfectly set.
And the monks' quarters paved with these polished tortoiseshell patterned bricks. Everything speaks of order, ancient custom, quiet power.
So this perfect quiet order meets immediate disorder the second Zhishen arrives.
Because he just doesn't look the part at all. He's described as Yang Meng fierce.
And he's armed. He's got this huge iron monk's staff, and crucially, a jidao, a monk's knife. Still sharp, presumably.
He looks less like a monk and more like, well, trouble walking in off the street. The tension is immediate.
The guest manager, the Zixeng, who greets visitors. The text says he instantly feels 5 parts fear.
His first thought isn't enlightenment, it's security. Understandable, really.
And this fear leads to this wonderful bit of procedural awkwardness. It shows just how clueless Zhishen is about this new world.
Totally clueless. He's there to deliver this letter of recommendation from his old mentor, Elder Zen.
To the head monk here, Elder King. Standard procedure, you'd think.
But Zhishen is just standing there ready to barge in, and the guest manager has to quickly coach him after he's already arrived.
Excuse me, Sir Monk. Could you maybe take off the large knife first?
Exactly. And then, oh, by the way, you need your 7 prayer mats and your incense. Out of your bag, please, before you greet the elder.
He actually had the prayer mats. He just didn't know when or how to use them.
He had the props, but not the script. He's completely out of his depth with the temple decorum.
And his reaction is just perfect, isn't it? He grumbles something like, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Like it's the guest manager's fault for not giving him the memo?
He's a soldier expecting clear orders, dropped into a place run on unspoken tradition.
Precisely. So Elder King takes the letter, tells Zhishen to go rest somewhere, but you can tell he's not pleased.
So what was actually in that letter? Why was Zhishen pushed onto this prestigious temple? There was a secret, right?
Oh yeah, the full story comes out when Elder King calls his officials together. He is furious. He actually accuses Elder Zen of lacking a sense of propriety. Strong words between senior monks.
Very. The letter confirmed Zhishen's background ex-military, killed someone, became a monk to escape the law. Okay, maybe manageable.
But that wasn't the real problem, was it?
No. The real kicker was that Zhishen had already caused chaos at Wutai Mountain, a big disturbance, violent. He was basically kicked out because he was uncontrollable.
So he's not just a fugitive, he's a known institutional headache, a problem monk being passed along.
passed along with two very specific instructions from Elder Zhen in that letter. It wasn't just, please take him.
Ah, right. What were they?
First, it was basically an order. Zhen wrote that King must accept Zhishen, cannot refuse, no wiggle room.
Putting Elder King in a really tight spot, you don't just ignore a senior monk like Zhen.
Exactly. And second, the prophecy. Zhen insisted that despite everything, Zhishen will achieve enlightenment later, eventually.
Wow. So take this violent troublemaker, because I order you to, and by the way, he's destined for sainthood. Good luck.
Pretty much sums it up. King is stuck. He has to integrate this ticking time bomb into the most orderly place imaginable, based on a prophecy.
Which brings us to the temple management solution. Very pragmatic. They've got this killer monk. What do they do with him?
They have a meeting. The superintendent, the guest manager, they all agree, yeah, this guy does not resemble a proper monk. No kidding.
So the superintendent comes up with a plan.
A brilliant piece of, let's call it cynical administration. They assign him to the Kaiyuan, the vegetable garden.
The vegetable garden. Outside the main temple complex.
Outside the South Jujube Gate, yeah. It sounds almost peaceful, doesn't it? Pastoral, even.
Kind of ironic. Give the killer a garden. Maybe he'll find peace growing beans.
Except that's not the reason at all. The sources are very clear. This is purely about managing a problem property.
Ah, okay. What's the deal with the garden?
It's right next to the military barracks. And apparently it's constantly being raided. Soldiers, local toughs.
How many are we talking?
The text mentions about 20 neighborhood ruffians, Polohu, plus soldiers. They steal vegetables, graze their animals there. It's a mess. The temple is losing money and control.
So they're not giving him a peaceful retreat. They need muscle. They need a bouncer for the cabbages.
Precisely. They're basically weaponizing Zhishen's reputation and, well, his likely willingness to use force to solve their property management issue.
Using the problem to solve a problem. Clever, in a way.
Very. But Zhishen sees right through it. He gets the assignment and immediately protests.
What does he say?
He asks why he can't be something important, like a superintendent or a prior. He says flat out, I don't want to manage vegetables. He knows it's a low-status job.
Which raises the question for you, the listener. Just how low was it? What was the actual hierarchy in a big temple like this?
It's a great question, and luckily the guest manager explains it all to Zhishen and to us. It's a rigid three-tiered structure.
Okay, let's break it down. Top tier first.
Those are the kingzi, the pure positions. Think C-suite. The prior, the superintendent, the guest manager himself. They run the place, finances, admin, guests.
The decision makers. Got it. Then the next level down.
Mid-level admin, the Zushiren Yuan. These monks manage specific departments or facilities, like the treasury master, the hall master overseeing ceremonies, or the bath master in charge of the bathhouse. Still important specialized roles.
Okay, so respectable jobs. And then the bottom rung.
Then you get the Tushiren Yuan, the head positions, and this is where it gets hands-on. These are jobs based on physical labor.
Like what?
The guest manager lists them. Tea head, rice head. Latrine head, the Jing 2, basically cleaning the toilets.
Okay.
And the vegetable head, Kai 2, Zhishen's new title.
Wow. From military officer, potentially commanding troops, to monk, to latrine head equivalent. That's quite a fall.
It's the absolute bottom of the monastic ladder. All the manual, dirty work needed to keep the place running.
And what about promotion? Is there a path up from veggie head?
Zhishen asks that too, and the guest manager lays out this incredibly long path. He says, manage the garden well for a full year, then maybe you get promoted to tower head.
Okay, one step up.
Then another year, maybe you become bathmaster. And only after that could you even possibly be considered for a real administrative job like prior. It's a multi-year sentence in the lowliest jobs.
A very long, very muddy path indeed. How does Zhishen take that news?
This is what's fascinating. You'd expect maybe despair or more anger, but he just considers it and says basically, okay, if that's the way it is, there's still a path forward. Jianruchi yeu tushinshi.
Huh. He sees a ladder, even if it starts in the dirt. The fighter in him recognizes a campaign, maybe.
Perhaps. He accepts the starting point. He's ready to begin the climb, however low it starts.
So, Zhishen takes the job. The temple management puts up an official notice, Akusi Bangwen, on the garden gate.
Basically saying, new management, keep out, don't mess with this garden or the monk in charge, laying down the law.
And how did the locals react to this? The ruffians?
Predictably, they see the notice and immediately decide they need to test this new guy. The sources say they want to find an excuse for a ruckus, so Nichang now.
Put the new veggie head in his place, right? Show him who's boss around here.
Exactly. They have absolutely no idea who they're dealing with, of course.
And their plan. It's not exactly subtle or clever, is it? It's designed purely for humiliation.
Oh, it's incredibly lowbrow. They plot to show up with fake gifts, some fruit boxes, some liquor, pretending it's a welcoming gesture.
Playing nice. Lure him into a false sense of security.
Right, and they plan to do this near the manure pit, the Fenjiaobian.
The manure pit. I have a bad feeling about this.
You should. Their grand plan is to grab his feet while he's unsuspecting and just toss him in head first.
Into the manure pit.
Into the manure pit. They literally describe it as just a small prank, zishisha shoata.
A small prank involving human waste and, oh yeah, a recently arrived, heavily armed, notoriously violent monk.
Yeah.
Their definition of small seems flawed.
Deeply flawed. They are about to poke the bear in the worst possible way.
So the immediate reality Zhishen faces isn't deep Buddhist philosophy or meditation practice. It's manure and petty thugs.
That's right. The source cuts off right at this moment of maximum tension. The ruffians are approaching the gate, carrying their fake gifts, ready to spring their prank.
Setting the stage for what is almost certainly going to be an explosive confrontation.
Absolutely.